Hey, what is up guys, ottenuto here, and today's video is going to be a new deck profile about the Digimon card game. So let's get started, but before we start, subscribe to our channel if you're not already, give a like on the video if you like it, and consider sharing this video with your friends who love Digimon. So this is my deck list for the Digimon card game Fest of Italy, with which I got top 8. I was third after Swiss, and we were kinda like 140 people participating to this event. So let's get started, and let's start from Digi. I'm running the 1 copy of Chiaromon and the 4 copies of Upamon. I saw a lot of people running 4 Chiaromon and 1 Upamon, but I guess that Upamon is way much better and you can trigger it way many times. Then for the rookies, we got 4 copies of the Bokomon. This is of course pretty mandatory if you're running a hybrid deck, and especially in this deck it is almost always a +1. Then 4 copies of Strabimon, the BT7 Strabimon. You can add both an hybrid and or a Susanomon, one of them, not 2 of them of course, and that's the reason why I decided to play 4 of this, because I'm also running the Susanomon into the main deck. Then 4 copies of the BT4 Strabimon. This is another +1 like the Bokomon, which is pretty nice. And then 2 copies, last but not least, of the BT6 Strabimon. You gotta gain 1 memory if you digivolve over this and then attack, which is pretty cool. The only problem with this is that there is a play cost 4, so you of course prefer to digivolve this onto your Digi. Then for the level 4s, I'm running 4 copies of the Kumamon, pretty mandatory and staple. And then of course 4 copies of the Korikakumon. Once again, another staple card. You don't want to play less than 4. You can stun an opponent's Digimon with no sources with this. Then for the level 5s, just the 4 copies of Beowulfmon, and this explains also why we are running just 8 level 4s, because we can recycle them back to our hand thanks to the Beowulfmon effect that can be activated even if the opponent has no Digimon to be bounced, remember that. Then for the level 6, I'm running just 2 copies of Azulongmon. No Magnagarurumon. I think that this card is way much resolutive, and this won me a couple of games in the Swiss, and this is crazy. You have the Secure Attack Plus, which is really huge sometimes, and you can also have a huge discount playing this. We will regain the memories back. It is true that this is not a hybrid, and that of course you cannot win with a security plus, but you will digivolve onto one of your tamers and you win anyways, after you take out all the securities with the Azulomon. Then the 1 Susanomon as the lone level 7. This is great card overall, and I'm running the 2nd copy of this into the side deck against yellow. It is mandatory. Then for the tamers, 4 copies of Tomihime. This is mandatory once again. Staple card in this deck, really great with against Jasmine if this comes up in security. Then 3 copies of Davis. Memory tamers go at 3, and the 1 Sora and Joe. I prefer this over the Matt Ishida because it's a little bit more proactive. You can also tap it in order to trash a couple of sources from the opponent's Digimon. And then my personal attack that won me a lot of games is Mimi Tachikawa, the purple one. For who doesn't know, this card says that all turns when a player uses an option card, you may suspend this tamer to gain 1 memory. Meaning that if you pair this with your Hammerspark, you can gain maybe 2, 3, 4 memories, and if you are under Modoki Betamon or Gazimon, stuff like that, you can still activate your Hammerspark, tap the Mimi, and get your memory in any case. There was a game against Purple in which I was under 2 Gazimons, and I had 3 Mimis on the field, activated Hammerspark, got 3 memories, and won the game from there. Then 4 copies of Hammerspark. In my opinion, it is mandatory. This is the best card of blue. When you're building a blue deck, you have to put 4 of this and then build around this. I saw players running 3 copies of them. I do not agree. Then the 1 Ice Wall, limited from the ban list of course. Then 2 copies of Rattlestar, another card that players dislike. I don't know why. In my opinion, is the best blue option at the moment. This is crazy. Also against Jasmine and spammy decks like that, they have 3 Digimons. Okay, you bounce it. You shuffle back something on the bottom deck, and then 2 copies of Schwartz. This is the best BT7 option in my opinion. You can activate it thanks to Mimi. In that case you pay it 5. If this activates from the security, it's free. You can pop 2, 3, 4 monsters. That's amazing. I did one of these against Jasmine and popped 3 monsters, maybe 4 monsters. That was crazy. Then for the side deck, I'm running 2 copies of Modoki Betamon, mainly against the blue matchup or any kinda of matchup that runs a lot of memory boosts. Then 2 copies of Metal Garurumon. This was thought mainly against green, so Ancient Troimon, which is really oppressive because this card when attacking can bottom deck a non-deletion effect monster of the opponent, so you can use it also against Cherubimons and stuff like that, or all the ancient cards, which there is also the Ancient Greymon, for example, in the metagame, so it can be useful also in that scenario. And then the one lone copy of the Susanomon, which is the second one paired with the one into the main deck. I put the alternate art into the side deck, so it was less shuffled. This is amazing. It won me 1 game against purple. Then 2 copies of Forbidden Trident. Probably I will bump this to 3 or 4. This is to bounce back, of course, the Gazimons, the Modoki Betamons, the Syakomons, and stuff like that, because you can gain this when attacking effect to bounce a level 3 all lower Digimon to the opponent's hand. Then the 3rd copy of the Rattlestar and 2 copies of Cocytus Breath. So this was 3 Cocytuses, but when you see this in your hand, it is really heavy as a play cost 7. It is necessary against Jasmine or other decks that perform multiple security checks, but the same goes for the Rattlestar. As I said before, you can hit everything if they are running, if they're playing 3 Digimons on their field, you hit everything and you bottom deck them. It is cheaper, so I prefer to run 3 of these and 2 of these, and I have no regrets about that. So that's basically it for my deck profile, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what do you think about this blue hybrid deck, with which I top 8 the first Digimon card game fest here in Italy. So subscribe to the channel, guys, if you're not already. Give a like on the video. It is really important to subscribe, please, and consider sharing this video with your friends who love Digimon. And let me know in the comments down below, how do you run this amazing blue hybrid deck? And we will see you guys in the next one.